Let's welcome to the show former federal prosecutor Fred Tecce. Fred, it's good to have you on. Thanks for joining us. So, whether you like Trump or hate him, calling anybody an animal is, quote, is uncouth and uncivil. But let's get to the nuts and bolts of this, Fred. We want to stick to the law. Trump is saying the New York State fraud case against him is unconstitutional. It likely is, he's saying, because it was brought under a New York State executive law that gives the state's attorney general these sweeping powers to prosecute civil fraud. It does not require a victim, no requirement to prove that Trump's actions harmed anyone, no requirement to prove that the fraud was intentional. Are we wrong here? Is that what the law said?
Well, you're not wrong about what the law says. The question is whether or not that's constitutional. At least when I was a federal prosecutor, and to this day, I believe still the law, that when you can prosecute someone for bank fraud, if somebody makes a false or misleading statement about collateral for a loan, irrespective of whether or not they pay the entire loan back, you can still charge with bank fraud or wire fraud. So it's been the law in this country that if you engage in fraud, irrespective of whether or not there's been a technical victim, the case may still go forward. I mean, there's a lot of other problems. I mean, this statute's been around since the 1950s, and it's a pretty broad statute, and it provides the state with a lot of kind of big.
Is it in any way unconstitutional? Could it go to the Supreme Court, this case? I mean, we know he's likely going to appeal, but the Washington Post op-ed page says that based on this law, that this $250 million in fines is unnecessary, unduly punitive, disproportionate to the offense's charge. I mean, it could force Trump to disgorge his properties like Trump Tower, a Wall Street office building, his golf courses, a suburban estate. He's calling this a corporate death penalty. What do you think?
Well, they're not far off with that. I mean, basically what the state's looking for, separate and apart from the $250 million, they're looking to divest him of any assets which they claim have been kind of wrongfully valued, either high or low. And they're also looking to seek to preclude both Trump and his family members from ever serving as an officer or a director on any board of any company that's licensed to do business in New York or is a New York-based company. I mean, it's incredibly punitive. And at this point, because the judge has already ruled on liability, I mean, the only issue at this point now in this trace between now and December is what Trump's going to get first. Is he going to get a blindfold or is he going to get a cigarette? So how bad is he going to get punished now by this? And given that no one's lost a dime, it begs the question as to what end? Why are they doing this? What's going on here?
Got it. Well, the Washington Post Ruth Marcus says, quote, "I worry that this would not have been meted out to a different defendant." We'll see. This is a heck of a fight, right, Fred? Fred, you're terrific. So smart. Really good stuff.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate that. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm hard pressed in years and years of both being a federal prosecutor and in civil litigation of thinking of any type of case that I have ever seen like this. And then when you add in the 91 counts of criminal charges against this guy, again, what's going on here? I mean, what's happening here? I can't believe that one person could be this guilty of this many things.
Got it. Fred, you'll come back. It's good to see you.